Welcome back to Let's Play Ace Combat X.
Does the X stand for anything?
Not really. X as in, we're not sure if this happened or not.
It's like Mega Man X, you know, that kind of thing, where it's both the number and the name.
Basically, yeah. It's, again, like it's not like Ace, it's not like it's Ace Combat 10 or anything, but yeah, it's just basically just, it was effectively, okay, this game is on the PSP, so no one's probably gonna play it, so yeah, just, it may or may not have happened, we don't really know.
It's, you know, when you have your fictional universe, your strange reels, you sometimes have to have the strange reel guidance. That's what this is.
Basically.
I mean, it's not like, is there much of an overarching story to Ace Combat after, like, the 5th or 6th game? Or whenever they went to the real world for that one game and then came back? Wasn't it, like, rebooted or something weird?
Not really, no. They went back to Strange Reel and they just went, okay, yeah, no, the other games, I guess, didn't really happen, and they just kind of continued along in the timeline from where they'd left off in Ace Combat 6, so there's no real, like, overarching, like, storyline. It's just basically, like, here's some elements from the previous games that have cropped up in continuity again, like, basically, like, if there's an overarching plot of anything that I could say, like, it's just basically just Belka did it. It's all Belka's fault.
Well, it's good to have a universal bad guy.
Yep.
So when you're buying all these, like all the upgrades and the weapons and everything like that, I was looking at this and I'm trying to figure out like what was bugging me the most, and I think it was the engines. Like,
oh yeah,
it's like you can't buy engines that are different than the engines that came with the thing. It doesn't work like that. They're supposed to be built for the plane essentially. So it drives me crazy for whatever reason.
We are planning a surprise attack to recapture our country's largest airbase, the Sachana Airbase. The base, with its large supply warehouses, is a crucial strategic point, as well as a vital supply channel. By securing Sachana Airbase, our forces will gain a necessary staging point for a combined Allied assault on the capital. At present, the Lazyfire Air Force is grounded, but they're mobilizing to aid ground forces fighting on the Kalana Steppes. The Skilla unit is also rumored to be stationed at Sachana Airbase. They are an elite team, highly skilled in anti-aircraft tactics. A head-on confrontation must be avoided at all costs. Therefore, we have devised a plan to penetrate deep into enemy territory and strike while their attention is still focused on the Kalana Steppes. A sweeping radar net lies between here and Sachana Airbase. However, by flying at an altitude of 1,300 feet, you should be able to make it through undetected. A sudden and precise strike on the base will greatly increase our chances of winning, without risking a head-on confrontation.
So, oh boy, my favorite type of gimmick mission is back.
Flying under the radar.
Yeah, or just flying under the radar and just flying outside of, like, radar bubbles.
Yeah, it didn't seem like it took that long to get through it in my watching, so that doesn't seem like it was too bad.
Oh, again, that's because you're missing, like, probably the half an hour of, like, infinitely scrapped runs that I had to do because, again, like an idiot, I figured, oh, okay, well, since I've unlocked the Caliburn, let's actually take it out and use it because it's allegedly a stealth plane, but it's actually not.
Yeah, I when I saw that thing and I'm like, that forward wing can't be real, and I went and looked it up, and of course it's a made-up fucking plane for this game.
Yep. Yeah, basically, like, the Caliburn is like one of those, like, we're not quite at Ace Combat 3 yet planes, but we're getting there.
Yeah, it looks neat, but the thrust vectoring is kind of cool effect. I like that.
Yeah.
Also, the pull-up warnings in a mission where you're supposed to be flying low have got to be the most annoying thing.
Oh, well, I don't know if I trigger any of them in this run, but you also get pull down warnings if you get too close to the altitude ceiling.
They're just trying to piss you off, huh?
Oh, and like these radar bubbles and just the altitude limit are so easy to trigger for some stupid reason. Like they were the cause of like most of my scrap runs in this mission.
Just like flying right like outside of them, like that's a pretty narrow gap to hit there.
Yeah, like basically like if your wingtip even crosses over into one of those circles, you instantly get a mission failed update.
Really is a great spot. Wish we could do a little.
That's not cool.
Damn Aurelians are taken care of.
Kind of skirting the edge there.
Oh yeah, no, I was really surprised that I actually got through that one. But anyways, the reason that I'm flying through here into this basically dead end part of the radar net is to get the star unit here, the Chinook here, because
Got it covered. That's why we're out here.
taking this out will again unlock some more parts for the crazy planes like the Caliburn here, because like they're the only ones that can be tuned. But there's another kind of hidden requirement to this mission, again, completely optional, where you need to like clear the radar net and get to the base in under 3 minutes in order to get the named ace to spawn. And unfortunately, like unless you're taking out like a super fast plane like the MiG-31 or the XFA-27 at this point, you don't really have access to any planes that can make it, like get the star unit and then get to the base in under 3 minutes. So like I tried it with the Caliburn, like just tuning it up this way and that way, and like unfortunately there's no way it can make it in its current state either. So you're gonna kind of see in a second here just a little bit of a crossfade, because this is actually this mission is 2 runs stitched into one. So there's the run where I get the star unit, and then there's the run where I just book it up the river to get to the base as quick as I can to get the named base as well.
It's yeah, it's frustrating knowing that you have to do this and knowing that you need the other thing. I assume you could just come back and replay the mission and get it.
Oh god, yeah, like the second you beat the mission, like it unlocks in free play, so you can just go right back and play it as many times as you want. So this is basically what I did. I did 1 run legit in my actual playthrough, and then I immediately went back, and I think I'm trying to remember, I think the named ace run is the free mission play, so like this one here.
It was just a reflection of the tower.
But yeah, basically, like you can immediately come back to this anytime you want, and just like the second you unlock a plane fast enough to do both at the same time, like you can just break the mission over your knee if you want to, which again is very cathartic for just having to try and do it at this point in the game where it's like you can't, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, there's some replay there, but that's still really frustrating.
Again, if there's anything X is really good at, it's just wringing every last ounce of replayability out of its like slate of missions and like its maps and its plane roster. So
yeah, that's not a bad thing for a fairly small game on a mobile platform.
yep.
I love how they said it was an air-to-ground mission, and then they throw in all these guys.
Oh yeah, like this game is like mildly dickish about doing that to you sometimes.
That's an Aurelian fighter.
Although, to be fair, like the fighters, you don't really have to worry about. Like the only one I'm paying attention to is Gakrux here, the name base, which the dude's flying a Tornado. He's basically flying a bomber. So like, if you're flying like just anything with mild air-to-air capabilities, you should be able to take him out pretty easily.
Yeah, he was running more than he was fighting. You're making pretty good time, though. Nothing's really giving you any trouble. You just hear your pilot's neck snapping as he looks up through that canopy while just like going down.
Yeah, just It's like, there's a reason why at the end of Electrosphere they reveal that Nemo is an AI.
God. Yeah, the physics of what he was doing is a little impossible there.
But yeah, no, like, I do appreciate that, like, just the fact that, you know, this is the first time this plane has ever appeared in an Ace Combat game, and I think it's the only time it's ever shown up in one too, but they took the time to model a proper cockpit view for it as well.
Yeah, I'm surprised that, like, if they had just ripped off somebody else's cockpit design, that would have been fine too, but, like, they seem to have done something very, different with it.
Yeah. Like, it almost kind of looks like the cockpit for, like, the ADF-01, like, Falcon, but, like, it's somehow both more advanced and less advanced than it at the same time.
The big cross beams, those are, a little different. When I first saw the lines on this one, I immediately thought SR-71, because there was a proposed like attack version of the SR-71, and then I saw the forward wing, and I'm like, that wouldn't have that. But that thing had like a glass canopy. Most everything has a glass canopy, and just seeing the metal run across, it's like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, like, you can basically, like, clearly see, like, on the exterior view, like, there is no glass whatsoever on it, so that the views on the cockpit are all just the monitors, basically. But yeah, it's kind of weird how, like, Ace Combat just kind of sticks to its guns and it never gives you really access to, like, planes like the Blackbird or any of its proposed variants. Like, it doesn't let you take out a U-2 or anything, so, like, no spy planes or, like... I think the closest it's really come to that is, again, just in Electrosphere, there is a, like, its take on the alleged, like, the, God, I forget its, potential numerical designation, but, like, the Aurora, the alleged replacement for, the Blackbird.
Yeah, I don't know what that number would be either, but yes.
Like, yeah, like, Electrosphere has its own take on what they think that plane is or might be. But again, that's literally the only time it shows up in the franchise, so...
Well, gotta appreciate them doing something a little different. I mean, because, like, otherwise, if you play a flight game like this, or the Hawks franchise or something like that, it's like, you're just flying the same 6 planes all the time.
Oh yeah, like that. Well, that was one of the things that I really appreciated about, like, just playing Project Wingman kind of on and off over the last month or so, is just the fact that one of the earliest planes that you can unlock to fly in it is the Avro Arrow.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about this when you asked me to come on. It's like, I wonder if you'll fly an F-35, because they've been, like, in every game for the last, like, 50 years, it seems like. But it's still, like, an experimental plane in most games.
Well, I apparently, like, heard some news recently about, they've finally, like, done, like, proper, like, testing with it, and it's actually turning out to be disturbingly a very good plane.
I will confirm nor deny.
It's, like, again, it's the VTOL version that's still a piece of shit, but, anyway, we'll possibly be seeing the F-35 at some point in X, because this game has just a giant roster of missions and planes, and I want to try and show off as many of them as I can.
Yeah. That's not a... I think everyone will appreciate
3
that.
miles to touchdown.
It's like, I'm gonna let's play part of this game. This is generally not what anyone wants to hear.
2 miles to touchdown.
And you went out of the way to get the hidden ace there.
1 mile to touchdown.
Yeah.
So can you fail the mission completely if you can't land?
Oh god. Not the mission, just the landing
You're
sequence.
coming in too
Yeah,
fast.
you can always hit the
Slow
start
down.
button to skip it though.
Exactly. Like, this is just to... If you want that extra touch of realism and, like, taking, I don't know, another minute out of your life.
Perfect, sir.
But yeah, no, you can just, like, plow yourself right into the ground and just fail the landing sequence, but still
The surprise
complete the
attack
mission.
was a success.
Not bad.
Sachana Air Base is back in our hands.
Some
Air
good
power
credits
from
right
the
there.
base will be a vital asset, especially
Yeah,
in the
that's
battle to retake Griswold.
the result of a bit of grinding, but
The day of our capital's liberation is not far off.
let me get... It'll slowly tick up at the bottom for total rewards, but
I still really like the way of showing you how you flew through the mission. That's still really a neat thing to do.
like it's a tiny bit janky because again it's a PSP processor trying to figure out, okay, oh god, how do I render this? But yeah, no, like it I'm amazed that it still keeps track of everything even after all this time.
Yeah, that's just nice.